What thing do you absolutely love to see in fanfics, but it's hard to find? I'm talking about favorite tropes or themes or styles or genres or anything that you love to see in fanfic, but it's hard to find. Either because people don't write it, or because it doesn't have an official name so it isn't tagged, or it's just too specific or unusual, or some other reason. Years and years and years ago, some random fan told me her favorite thing was fics where a character ended up covered in mud. I've never forgotten it because it was so unusual, and I always wondered how on earth she went about finding fics with this very specific thing. One of my favorite things is what I call someone finds out about a ship. That is, that two characters are together. It's not really a thing that's tagged. Sometimes I can find it under outsider POV or outed. What are your things you're desperate to find in fic, but often to no avail? Credit to Reddit user Blue Noib for starting this thread on the fanfiction subreddit. And let's go read some answers. This might sound a little odd, but I like platonic handholding. Not will they, won't they relationships. Not pre-romantic relationships. Just straight up platonic handholding. There's something pure in holding someone's hand. And it's not just in fanfics that this is rare. This isn't common at all in modern literature. Another great trope that I don't see much of is tree climbing. When I was a kid, I was clumsy as all get out, but I love tree climbing and tree houses. You don't see it very often, or at least I haven't seen it in my fandoms. Best friend road trips. Just them traveling across the country and seeing the sights, adding the small details like camping or sleeping in the car, finding food or being a dumb tourist. That isn't talked about very much. Logistics. How did they get there? What did they eat? Where is the bathroom? What did it cost? How long did it take? What are they wearing? What does it smell like? Something I love is characters just figuring stuff out on their own, like testing out new applications of powers in their own time, or training their Pokemon's move combos, or just cooking a new meal or something. It seems like a lot of fics neglect the characters' lives between all the big events. I love it when there is a lot of description of the house or apartment where the character is living, either through action or just plain exposition. I want to be able to imagine it in my mind's eye. It used to be common in mystery novels to have a diagram of the room or even a map of the property. It's always a treat to come upon a scene that sets it out so satisfyingly. This is something I wish I could do better as a writer, to be able to ground a scene so well. Also, writing with lots of details about the city. I also love fics that focus on building or restoring a home. Arranged marriage fics where the two characters are actually all in for the political, social, economical advantages the match will bring them, instead of whining about wanting to marry for love. Give me more pragmatic power couples who then get totally awkward when feelings hit. Another thing I don't see too often is healthy villain romances. I love when generally messed up and downright nasty characters have surprisingly wholesome relationships. Another trope I really like, though this isn't rare so much as it isn't really easily tagged, is when the villains have a bet on when the heroes will finally admit they have feelings for each other. I like friendly enemies in general, but that's something a bit more specific. Fake dating where the pairing isn't the fake dating couple. It has angst for the real couples. A and B fake date, but A and C and B and D is endgame, and it causes jealousy and stuff. You know the trope where there's just a bunch of weapons and it's impossible for all of it to fit under the character's clothes? But it's still managed, and so when they have to put all their weapons down, it takes like 10 minutes, then there's the long glance, and then they put 1 or 2 more weapons down. When the group realizes just how messed up one of their members is. There's no big moment or panic or anything. Just an offhand comment that takes a second to sink in, and once it does, there's just this frantic exchange of looks. And the character doesn't even realize he tipped them off to the tragic backstory because he was just talking, and it wasn't even something weird. And the group is like, it's not normal to assume whatever trauma response just popped up, but the character just thinks it's how life works. And now the whole team knows, but no one wants to say anything because the character is still oblivious. I will eat that stuff out of the carton with no spoon. One thing I love is the Fandom AU, where the characters are fanfic writers and cosplayers and stuff. AUs aren't even my thing normally, but these ones are really fun, and rare for some reason. Fake kissing? I don't know what to call it exactly. One character comes up with an excuse to kiss the character they have a crush on that isn't romantic, such as for a school play, etc. I love the slight angst from kissing someone and thinking they don't like you the same way. But OMG, also you got to kiss. Drama, suspense. In-depth historical and/or cultural details. I'm in fandoms set in other countries and time periods, and I like it when a fic really reflects that, like when the author has put a lot of research into writing it. Give me a fic so detailed it comes with footnotes and works cited. Canon compliance. Basically when the story is either like a side story or a prequel to canon, and all the pieces line up. It's just so good when that happens. This used to be pretty easy to find, but AU has gotten really popular in recent years. Same with platonic friendships, big fan of that too. I like myself some AU, but the best is when a fic provides a twist on canon that easily could have happened, in my opinion. Like about canon periods we know little about, filling those in. I like fics where all the characters are OCs. I know other people write them too, but there's no standard tag for them as far as I know. I've heard them called elsewhere fics, I think. Sleepy characters. I don't know why, but it's something I enjoy. As evidenced by the 85,000 one-shot fic about that trope I wrote. I don't know why, but I love when characters know each other well enough to just know if something is wrong without having to say something while everyone else is oblivious, especially when said characters are on opposite teams or are enemies. I also love hero and villain stuck on island, wasteland, jungle, basically the wild, where they have to work together and realize how well they work together. Or just any story where they are so much more effective together than with their normal teammates or partner. Not in a romantic way, just that they are great when they are allied, but can still kick the crap out of each other without any hard feelings. Post-apocalyptic AUs, especially ones that are longer and follow their day-to-day lives now that the world has ended, or that really get into the nitty-gritty of how it all started and what everyone was doing when the world went to pieces. I really thought they'd be more popular with how much people seem to like zombies and disaster movies. Combat pragmatism. Keep the secret technique I trained years to master that hits 128 different spots on my enemy in 2 seconds to completely paralyze him, and give me, yeah, I kinda stabbed the guy once. Fight over. Enemy is standing still to prepare some OP attack? Don't charge your own, instead throw daggers at him, run or teleport to him and stab him. You can cast illusions? Don't try to win with just that. Take a dagger and stab your enemy while they can't see you because of your illusion. Shortened version, weapons are better than fists, punching equals bad, stabbing equals good. I love me an unreliable narrator. The thing is that those work best when you don't know that they are going in, so it isn't really something I can look for without spoilers. I love social media AUs, like in fandoms where the main characters are relatively well known in the public sphere. I love seeing tweets about them, or articles, or even Reddit posts. I think it's such an interesting way to tell a story. Also, I love YouTube AUs. I have no idea why, I've never been into any YouTube stars or in a YouTube fandom, but for some reason they fascinate the hell out of me, and I love them. I love stories that focus on fun school lessons, weird extracurriculars, electives, and crafty hobbies. I'd love to read about theater plays being put on by characters, or cooking things, or science fair projects, or organizing game nights. I love when characters are shown as smart and clever and creative. Letting some characters be bi, rather than just gay or straight, though that's fine. It's just a little painful to see characters who have had straight-passing relationships in canon be completely gay in a lot of fanfic. I understand many lesbian and gay people have relationships with the opposite sex before they find out they're gay or lesbian, so I definitely don't mind that in fic. I'd just like to see some characters be presented as bi in fanfic as well once in a while. There are a few things that aren't always tagged, sadly, but at least with my favorite character tag, jealous character, it is sometimes. But in my main fandom, I absolutely love it when one of the characters gets angry, and I mean really angry with getting loud and holding a grudge, etc. And it's so rare that it's tagged, although I've seen it in a few fics where it wasn't tagged. I also love it when one part of my OTP runs away because they are hurt or angry or embarrassed or whatever, and the other part goes looking for them. It happens, it isn't tagged, and I don't even know how it should be tagged, because it will probably happen in most of my own stories, and I don't know how to tag it. My thing is liking a ship where two characters have romantic or sexual tension, or maybe romantic or sexual history, or hell, actually are in a relationship, and one of them takes off for some reason and the other desperately hunts them down. Extensive chase scene with romantic or sexual implications, I guess. Ship fix, but when the ship is already established and the story revolves around some other non-romance related plot. Not sure what it is, but I'm really over the whole pining pre-relationship drama thing. I see pining in every fanfic, but it's hard to find fics where I get to actually see their chemistry together for the majority of the story. Over time, it's kinda like watching a car drive into a pole, but never actually seeing the actual impact or aftermath. I keep seeing the relationship build up, but it's hard to find fics about the relationship in action. Not even fics that focus on the relationship as it's happening. Those are usually filled with bad decisions and so much lack of communication that it makes me wonder why these two characters even got together in the first place. I want to see them cooperate, communicate, endure the world together, and interact with it as if their lives weren't entirely hinged upon each other. I love it when my ship is stable and they don't need to make grand, vibrant gestures of love for the reader to know they love each other. I guess that's why I love general fics and family fics. The ship can simply exist within the universe I enjoy, and I can passively enjoy their chemistry. No pent-up feelings, no dramatic confessions, just the ship existing and enduring the trials and tribulations of their world like all the other characters do, paired or not. Thank you to my Patreon members, my Little Ruse, Kuski55, Fallen Vexen, Sam, Donka42, I Am a Noodle, and John Huang. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you guys are doing well. The same goes to my YouTube channel members, my Mini Ruse, AD, Taylor Thompson, Logan, and Fox Star Killer. Again, thank you for your extra support. I'm really happy to have you be a part of my channel, and I hope you guys are having a good time. And thank you to everyone else who watched. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what niche things in fanfics you really enjoy seeing, but you can't find very easily. And maybe it will inspire some people to start writing about it more, and you'll find it more. That would be pretty great. So go share what oddly specific, or maybe not oddly specific, but just rare things you like to read about in fanfics in the comments. We can all read through them and have a good time sharing what we love. And I will see you in the next video.